to be powered by World Sports Betting. It is the time to see the Disciples FC against Orlando Pirates. It ended 0-0 in the first leg of the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League. Nothing much to say really when there's a 0-0 draw. It's like one thing I dread in life as someone who sells videos for a living. I don't do any other job other than to sell these videos. And one thing I dread in my life is that whenever there's a 0-0 draw, I know, fuck, okay, people are not going to be interested because they can see from the thumbnail, you know when the video is out, so we burn the phone in yako. You can see it's 0-0.
Yeah.
So awuna motivation you click, uyivule uze ukuthi bazokhuluma ngani lapha ngoba you can see already it's 0-0. It's like whatever, man. But if it's 2-1 or 1-0, of course, if Orlando Pirates had lost 1-0 today, then Chiefs fans and Sundowns will clear. And the same thing happens when Sundowns lose to a smaller team. Same thing with Chiefs. Yes. So that's what drives traffic kule digital. Ukuthi kumele kube nento dramatic eyenzakalayo emidlalweni. That means you have views. But anyhow, so we watched the game. Fortunately, thank you to the Mauritius Football Association on Facebook. We were able to watch that. 20,000 people were live at the same time watching at the same time. So thank you to the South Africans as well who watched Orlando Pirates. A big team. That's why we always want to push them in the Champions League. What did you make of the game? Mr. So-and-so?
Nguluso Chino, nguluso Justice.
Just.
Nguluso Tupac Shakur.
TKJ.
Nguluso Ubobo, nguluso Nolinda.
Yes, sir.
Nguluso nane makhaya, ngicela support njalo la iDiskiTV. Ngizobe nje benjalo ngijike futhi. Mr. Nkiyo, I'm disappointed, Mr. Nkiyo. I can't say the Pirates must go quarter final while on the early stages. Kuma qualifying games for my group stages and then they play the way they're playing. It means no. Mr. Nkiyo, there's no time.
It's our first game.
There's no time, Mr. Nkiyo, because you'll be knocked out. And then you complain you go to the AFL, but you're mapping the Pioneer. There's no time, Mr. Nkiyo. You know, when you want to play with big teams, you need to take every game very serious. There's no time for them to lapana. Because for me, they tired, they like, no, let's just play the game and finish. Because one, I didn't see Maswanga in the game. Mufukeng, lapo na lapo. Silent decision making again. Yes, it was good to see Umaketlen in that midfield. Non-London, I think, they did very well in that midfield.
Was it a good combination? I keep on talking to you about the need for a bastard, a midfielder who does not even care about playing. If you guys are gonna do this, Mkumbulu Alu Dieng, Al Ahly.
Yes.
Where do you never see him?
Oh.
You never see him driving towards the D-line, especially Masqalu Gumbona.
Yeah.
You remember when Andile Jali was the best midfielder in South Africa?
Yeah.
Where did you see him? You see him when he collects the ball, go Sundowns, go Onyango.
Yeah.
But beyond a certain point on the field, he never crossed.
Yes.
And that's called tactical discipline.
Yes.
You need a bastard, a central defensive midfield. If you're going to do well in this competition as Pirates, you need a bastard. A number 6, whose job is to defend defense. And that's it. Like someone who's a stereotyper. Macbeth Sibai. Just stand in front of that defense. Nina ne players ngokupa kula midfield. Xa kuhamba uNdlondlo, uyashiya kuMakhehleni. Xa kuhamba uMakhehleni, sometimes bavele bahambe bobayi-2. And you're not going to do well with Champions League bengekho abantu abanjalo. Ne Sundowns, even when they make their tweaks, they make the midfielder to be the third defender.
Yeah.
Uba Rivaldo Kutsie or whoever it is, when it was Hlompo Kekana, it was him, it was Andile Jali, just be a third centre back because you need a bastard, a guy who doesn't have to play football. You guys don't have that at the moment. You have gorgeous players who always want to attack. And you need someone there in front of that defense.
That's my worry, Mr. Gale, because I don't know, because I'm going to change the sense in our football is nowadays, but it's a modern football. So if that's a modern football that we're adapting here at home, then it means we're adapting a wrong thing, because that midfielder, if you play against it, group stage is a Champions League. They'll get quality teams. They'll break them like nobody's business in that midfield. If whoever carries the ball goes, then they'll because there was some incident where especially Masengene unontuzana Umbata Undoldo made a run forward, and then when they lose the ball, when we look at where Umbata's on the side. That midfield is open. So I don't know how what are they thinking, the Panago Pirates? But for me, I think the person that can play in that role that we are worried Mr. sit in front of that defense. Protect the defense. Protect the midfielders also that are playing in front of you. Because if ever now Motuli Polo will go forward. So that means no one is sitting.
There's no one sitting.
The two midfielders, they are open. No one is helping them. No one is covering them. The defense, no one or shielder in front of them. So there's a lot of points that they are open if you don't have that defensive midfielder. So I'm a bit worried because these guys, they look decent. They
decent enough to cause a problem.
I think
when they come here,
if you're gonna go with that mentality like we did today, then they will give us a headache. Because a couple of seconds before they missed an opportunity where it's supposed to be in. Like, so now when we look at them and we're like, Pirates, I'm saying you guys must go. Your final should be at least semi-final. But if you're gonna play this way, you're not gonna even go to the quarterfinals because I don't know whether you're gonna manage to go through the first round number one because your game, your tempo determines where you're going. So I'm not happy at all. Yes, a draw, it's good, but if you've got an opportunity, Paris it's a big team. I'm expecting them to go, especially the team. I mean,
they're from Madagascar, so they are part-time workers.
Yes,
the game was played in Mauritius because in Madagascar they don't have the facility, maybe a CAF-approved stadium.
Yeah.
So they had to go to another country, and still they cause a problem. And you would imagine that this is a 5-0 or a 3-0 with these kind of players. But unfortunately, even with you guys, Abomatlama, preliminary rounds, you guys won 7-0 or 8-0 in your generation because in the early stages, you always just get a smaller team.
And the one thing, Mr. Kewo, the most difficult teams to play against is these small teams because they run a lot. They just play. Put the ball forward. But this one, they're very smart. They were not just kicking the ball forward. When they kick that ball, they kick it with a direction to say it's a long pass. It's not. They don't just kick the ball, and then they will have those combinations because they had passes in that midfield, get to the box, and even take a shot. So for me, Uguti kubenana action anjalo for Pirates. It means Pirates are in trouble.
I don't think that they're in trouble, sir. I think that they will be disappointed that they didn't get a win. I think that Mandla Ncikazi and his no Rivero and everyone else who's a senior member of the technical team will look at them and say, look, we should have been able to win here. It's disappointing that we hit the post. It's disappointing that Saleng made the wrong decisions in front of the goal. I don't think that they will be worried to go to yes, because you know what happened last year. Pirates were lucky against Ijwaning Galaxy that they didn't come away from Botswana with a 2-0 scoreline. There was a goal that was legitimate that was scored by Ijwaning Galaxy, but it was flagged offside.
Yeah.
At the end of that game last year, I remember it like it happened yesterday. I was watching it on my laptop. They played against Ijwaning Galaxy. At the end of that game, I thought the coaching staff will look at their players and say, we have a problem here. And then, second leg of that game, Pirates won and then it went to penalties. They lost. They lost to Ijwaning Galaxy. That's how they got knocked out. But Mina, having seen the first leg of that game online, I watched it, I thought, these guys should think that they're in trouble. I don't think that today we saw that. The Pirates were not caught in 6s and 7s at the back. It's just that you just see moments of transition where they're not right. Like the midfielders are not protecting the defense, but it doesn't materialize into an attack. And I think it's because of the limitation. And that's it. That's who you are, guys. You are as poor as you are. You're not going to be better. You are where you are as the Madagascan team. And that's why round. That's why last year or the previous year they were playing there and they got knocked out.
That's why I'm worried, Mr. Gay, because a person like that can hit to. I mean, just think of those seconds before he came the chance by missile. If
they would have been able to come here in South Africa and defend. If that went in, because that's the only chance that they've genuinely created in the last 30 seconds.
Yes.
Then if that was 1-0, then you can understand, okay, the merits of, oh, these guys can just come here and defend. And if they score an away goal, it's curtains for Pirates.
You see, that's my worry. That's my worry, is that if these guys, they can get a similar chance and then they manage to punish us, we're out. And then another thing is that it's a draw. So they come here, who's under pressure? It's Pirates. Because these
But
guys,
they're going to need to score too.
yeah. These guys are just going to sit because it's a 0-0. So they'll say, let's go 0-0 and go to penalties.
Drag it to penalties.
You see? And
I
then
genuinely
now,
believe Pirates will win, so.
It's a must. It's something that the technical team of Pirates and the players, they must know that it's a must for them to go all the way to the semi-final.
Yeah, ultimately disappointed today.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in terms of how they put the effort in the game, but playing away, like it's okay. It's a draw. We didn't lose. It's a draw. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much, Mr. So and so. Looking forward to working with you guys next week. There was only one game to do really this weekend.
Yeah.
Not that people are complaining because they get a break, but yeah, we would have loved more matches. It can season.
Yeah.
Not about stop and start. Lidlala liqala Orlando Pirates ke la hamba la ngapha kuyilizwe laseMauritius kuba ke iMadagascar engenalo ibala okanye bangakhange balifumane ibala eliphucukileyo. Bayahamba ke bodlala ke kulo AstroTurf iphasa. Ayibukela ke nathi imatch siyabukelela ke kwabantu baseMauritius into basinike at least nje intluva yoba ubunjani umdlalo sobukele wonke first half. Isiqinga sokuqala nesiqinga sesibini salibona ke iqela lethu lalapha eMzantsi Afrika likrutha nogxam ngapha eMauritius. Sawubona ke into ba kwelikabawo uSofa Sonke uJames Mpanzu bazawudlala kanjani eOrlando Stadium. Sawubona into nezikamakebhuli into bazawuphumelela na kule veki izayo ngoLwesihlanu. iDiskiTV, Diski Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us.